All right, guys. Night Report crew here. Me and Chris Nalwasky are back talking again about Rutgers football. Depth chart got released today. I guess first off, Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few surprises on there. I know we've talked about it earlier today, but there's a couple
Mhm.
surprises. I knew I had a feeling that quarterback would be or situation. You know that was going to go
Of
all the way
course.
down to the wire. They didn't want to like reveal anything or anything.
Mhm.
Other than that, a couple. I'm sure we'll talk about it all positions, but there's a few surprises. But for the most part, it's pretty set.
All right, so I guess we can kind of go like a one by one type thing. So quarterback, we already knew it was going to be an or. You're still thinking, I think what I'm thinking, it's Vedrill's job to lose.
Yeah.
From what we've heard, he's been pretty accurate. He's a heck of a quarterback. He's a leader type role. He's kind of getting that leadership type role already. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if he was captain. I always know the quarterbacks most of the time are the captain.
Mhm.
But I guess we'll see on that. So same thing you're saying, Vedral.
Yes, I agree with you. You know, Art always looks good in practice, but Vidrell, he also has experience in the Big Ten. He's been, he fits the offense well too. So we'll say I think it'll be him.
Running back, we knew Pacheco. Occasionally you'll get a little Aaron Young and Kayron Adams in there. I'm a little shocked that Kayron didn't get the or, but
Mm-hmm.
we know how it's going to work. Aaron Young's going to be in that Raheem Blackshear type role. He's going to be probably lined up at wide receiver, I would assume, a little bit this year.
Maybe a little bit,
But
yeah.
yeah, we'll see on that one. After that, the wide receivers got a little interesting today. Shameen Jones over Isaiah Washington. So what do you think about Shameen so far?
Shameen, I know our buddy Alex Glateman always liked Shameen.
Yeah.
He's a New York guy, but I was a little surprised that Washington was behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I know we talked about last time we did this about him being like a taller receiver, like a Kenny Britt. I'll say this time.
Yeah.
But Shameen's a little taller too. He's a good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I know the last staff like Christian Dremel. Apparently Shannon and crew likes Christian Dremel too.
Yeah.
A little surprised there's no Montero Hunt in there.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he still needs to work his way up from being injured. Couple.
Yeah, I know we talked about it a little last time. This offense is going to be so fast paced. You're going to see guys coming in and out. No, even though there's what, 6 receivers listed on the depth chart, I think you're probably going to see around eight, maybe nine playing nonstop. So you'll see guys swapping in and out nonstop. You'll see Dremel come in for say Cruikshank. You'll see Paul Woods come in. You'll see who else is on there? Isaiah Washington come in. I'm sure you'll see Hunt.
And
After that,
Young, like you said before, in the slot.
Aaron Young at slot a little bit maybe. But after that, we got the tight ends. I mean, not a big surprise. We kind of knew Giovanni Haskins was the best of the group. I think he was all Big 12 preseason third team last year. It was before the injury. Obviously, he's healthy now. He should get a lot of receptions. He's going to be that little dump off route for Vedral or Sikowski, and it's going to be interesting. But after that, the or between Lewis and Alimo is a little interesting too.
Yeah, I mean, Alano played. I thought he played well last year. Lewis, I know you mentioned in the past how he's kind of stepped up and reshaped his
Mhm.
body a little bit. He's a good blocker. Haskins obviously will be. He has experience. Shiano always talks about grown men too, so he has experience. He's a fifth-year senior guy, so he's from Jersey, so that definitely helps too. He's good pass catcher.
Yeah, like you said, Lewis being the main blocker of that group, he's going to see a lot of playing time, especially with an inexperienced, not, I shouldn't say inexperienced right tackle, but Reggie Sutton's never really played consistently enough to be experienced, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So having him next to Sutton's going to be very interesting. Yeah, but overall, the tight end group, it looks pretty solid compared to last year where they had
Last year, yeah,
scholarship guys. So now they got about like 3 to 4.
yeah.
And I'm
Big
sure
improvement.
you'll see Kanopka play a little bit. I'm sure too, because
Yeah.
he's another experienced blocker who might even shift to an offensive lineman eventually.
He's got the
As
frame for it.
Yeah, after that we got that offensive line group. It's not the prettiest in the world. Couple interesting names though, and I think you got to start off with the center position.
Yeah, no doubt. I
Did
know.
anyone see that coming?
Yeah, I didn't. I know Shiano talked him up last week,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't think he would be the or as a starter. We all thought C.J. Hansen would be there. Um, Again, I asked Shiano today about the freshman, and they got Tunde Fatukasi there, backup left tackle.
Yeah,
Brian Felter.
Brian Felter.
He's a nasty dude, so I'm not surprised with that. But
Mm-hmm.
um, overall, it'll be a work in progress, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's nice to see Cedric Polliant kind of playing guard where we kind of projected him to start anyway. but then it kind of looked like they didn't have a right tackle this year. So he kind of looked like he was forced in there. I know he played a little right tackle in workouts in spring or whatever you want to call it. So that he was projected there originally, but moving him inside is probably going to help a little bit more. Reggie Sutton, he has potential, but he's still such a question mark. And you're going to put him at right tackle. Nick Crimmins, what'd you say?
I know Sutton's been banged up in the past too.
Yeah, a couple injuries in the past, and the foot injuries are like one of the hardest to recover from. So the fact that he's probably healthy now is a good sign. Crimmins, as Shiano said, leader of the group a little bit, the veteran presence. He'll be one of these starting guards. Doesn't say which one, but we're assuming probably left guard based on the chart.
Going by this, I think it's left. He played right last year. So
yeah, I know he can kind of swap and do either or. But so Bordner at center, going back to that a little bit, I like it because I've mentioned this so many times in the past. The offensive line the past couple of years just doesn't have any mean streak whatsoever. You want a guy that could be a bully up front, a guy that could literally shove people around and not care about their feelings. It's a weird way to put it, but like I love the big mean guys up front. They're the best.
Sure. Yeah.
Look at Vineski last year.
Right.
Nicest guy on camera. Off camera, he will chew your head off.
Yeah.
But he was solid. He was decent last year. So now having Bordner there, who has that kind of mean streak based on his past and playing defense, and he showed it a little bit in flashes his first couple of years. But now having him at center, it should be a little interesting. I'm curious how he is snapping the ball. That's probably going to be the main adjustment, I would assume. But after that, the two freshmen, we kind of pegged Fadukasi as being a second teamer already. Kid's huge. Yeah. Like that as an understatement.
And Shiano got him early, or he was, he went to see him, I think maybe first after he got
that was the first prospect he actually went to see. He, he's got the bloodlines. His brother's in the NFL as a defensive tackle. His other brother's the starting linebacker for Rutgers. He has the bloodlines. I think he came in at like over 300, and going on this depth chart, he's only listed at 298. So he definitely cut some weight there, and I'm sure he's got some muscle now. So he's an intriguing one. I wouldn't be shocked to see him spelling Reggie Sutton a little bit at right tackle eventually. We'll see what happens, but as long as, knock on wood, everyone stays healthy. So
yeah, exactly. And the virus stuff too, and doesn't have.
Completely forgot about that. That's very important. After that, going to the defensive side, you got your boy Loomer starting again. Not a shock, really. Led the team in sacks last year.
Just because, with the team, I guess, for a while. Whatever.
Yeah, but I know people are saying like, hey, is he still in shape?
Right.
It's so tough nowadays because like how are all these guys shape-wise? Are they all in great shape? I mean, it was a heck of an offseason. You're not working with the team from, what was it, April to now?
Summer.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Like if you weren't working on your own, you're probably not in shape in general. So I know a lot of college football, you've seen knock on wood, you've seen a lot of injuries because of this whole offseason. It's been crazy. It's been out of whack. But I would think based on height and weight, he's probably about similar to last year. So I'm assuming he's still in solid shape. Assuming you're still working out, whether it's for prepping for the NFL or prepping for another season at Rutgers.
Right.
But between him, Tverdov, you kind of expected those two. We said it multiple times. We thought Malik Barrow was going to be on the outside. He'll spell Tverdov a little bit. He'll probably spell Loomer a little bit. Same thing with Onyechi. That's going to be another swapping, nonstop swap. The tackles. We knew Dwumfor. We knew Dwumfor's.
Yeah, we knew Dwumfor. Yeah, and it's good to see Mayan. I can't pronounce his last name.
Ahanotu. I believe that's how it's said.
That means he's eligible. So that's
for the most part. Yeah, he's an intriguing one too. It's good to get another big body in there. Robin Jutren. That I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
I didn't see that one coming.
But he showed good pass rushing abilities last year, coming in for Tverdov a little bit. But my biggest concern is, man.
I didn't think he would pass Turner or even like Ireland Burke coming in. But
yeah, I'm a little shocked by Ireland Burke. But I think we kind of hinted at this a lot. He needs to develop a little bit more. He's a big body. He's got the body. He's got the frame. It's just a matter of learning the technique a little bit more. But my biggest concern with this line is what do you have? 254, 241, 296, and then 265, 265, 270, 240. It's like are these guys going to be able to hang with like
Mhm.
the Big Ten bullies? We know Ohio State has those big uglies up front. We
Yeah.
know Michigan has them. We know Penn State has them. We know most of the schools have these
Right.
big bodied guys up front. And I guess Shiano's kind of going back to his old philosophies of like speed kills.
The
So
speed, yeah.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be intriguing. I'm not
Yeah.
sold.
I
I'm
think
really
well,
not.
I think Panagos will help will help everybody.
Of course, he'll
Michael
help with
Dunford is a
technique
big
and
addition.
yeah, he'll help with technique and getting those guys in the middle like Dwum Four and I guess Jutritten now.
Yeah.
It should open up some lanes for Tverdov instead of getting double teamed like he did last year for
Mhm.
majority of the season.
I'm very curious to see Joe Ritten, see how he does, like
Yeah.
starting.
Again, I think you'll still see some like spelling of people. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked Joyce Turner lost that much weight too. I was
Yeah, he
told the
was
other
big.
day he looks phenomenal, and he looks ripped for a defensive tackle for compared to what he was
Yeah.
last year. It's intriguing. It's very interesting to see. Who leads that group in sacks?
Add the D tackles or the whole line.
No, we'll go the whole D line. I think the
The whole
obvious
line.
answer is right there, but
Probably Lamore, I guess.
oh, okay. I was gonna say Tverdov.
Okay.
I love Tverdov's energy. He just
Yeah, I'm not into it though, no
it's
doubt.
just those double teams last year killed him a lot. Plus having Dwumfor, who the Michigan site told us that they think he's one of the best defensive rushing defensive tackles in the league. We'll see. We'll see if our conference, I should say. We'll
I'll
see
go.
if
Maybe I think I'm a little biased with that pick. But,
no, that's a safe bet. You take your P-way guy. I get it. But it's going to be interesting because now you have technically, if you count Jutran, you have four actually. I guess they're all pretty good pass rushers.
Mhm.
Now the run defense, I think Dwumfor could stuff that middle. That's where it's probably going to be up to this linebacker core. And nothing shocking really here. We knew Drew. They switched them around a little bit. I know.
A little bit.
Yeah, I know. Maddox Williams technically was behind Jennings last year, or Jennings was behind him. Singleton was behind Fadakasi. So it's
the battle
weird.
with Jennings and Singleton at one of the spots would be interesting. They'll both play, I think, but it makes us feel better that Jennings should have played last year a lot more.
Yeah, no, he definitely should have. And Singleton has all the potential in the world. You just got to put it together, and once he does, he has NFL potential.
He's a couple years removed from his injury too. So
yeah, that's the crazy part is that you have Fogg, who's most likely an NFL player, whether that be undrafted free agent or late round pick. Fadu Kasi has NFL potential, and then you have Drew Singleton, who's got NFL potential if he can put it together. So it's a very good group. It's just a matter of taking that next step to that next level.
Yeah, they got the one thing about the linebackers is they kind of need the D line to help, but they gotta get in the backfield more and make tackles behind the line.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, don't sleep on Battle either, because Battle actually, I believe he led the linebackers in sacks last year. So
yeah, he's another one who I actually thought he might have added some weight and dropped down the defensive end, but I guess 230 is about right. So we'll see. This is going to be an interesting group. I think you'll see Fogg probably leading the way in tackles. I think you'll see Fadakasi.
He'll probably be a captain too.
Yeah, I can see that again. I think Fadakasi, one of the hardest hitters on the team. I think he'll lay the hammer to some dudes. I know a couple years ago, the kid that now transferred, he was playing running back. He told me Fadakasi hit harder than anyone on this team by far, to the point where like dudes were coming across the middle and just getting whacked. So I really like Fadakasi. Yep.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said that's good. That's what you need.
I love that potential out of him. So we'll see if he could take that next step. Like I said,
I think they'll be aggressive too.
Definitely. With Rob Smith and Bob Frazier there, they're definitely going to be like an old school Shiana defense, speed, more aggressive, fast. Might give up a big play here and there, but in the end, is it going to work? Maybe. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it won't. Cornerbacks. We kind of called this one already.
Yeah, we called this one.
Trey Avery has all the potential in the world to be a good corner. Avery Young, what was he, all freshman Big Ten or something like that a couple of years ago.
Played since game one of his freshman year.
Yeah, so he's got all the potential. Max Malachi Melton. We knew he was making some noise, getting some backup reps there. there's not a whole lot of depth after Melton and Abraham.
Yeah.
I know Peyton Powell technically is working on the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know how well he's progressing at this point. He's still adjusting the position. It's a new position. He played quarterback at his high school. He played quarterback at Baylor.
Yeah.
And now here, so we don't even know if he's eligible technically, and that could be a reason why he's not in the depth chart.
True.
And he's probably the one case where I can see the NCAA probably saying no, just because you're going from Texas to New York for there's really no.
And the one thing, going back to D-line, transfers. Also, you have Aaron Lewis came over from Michigan. He's technically still a true freshman. He's from Jersey too, but we'll see how he fits along somewhere.
I still think he's another one that's kind of young. He'll develop a little more. It's a true freshman, like you said. Does he really need to be on the depth chart? I mean, is he going to play over on Yetzi, Lumor, Barrow, all seniors technically? So, so going back to DB safeties, again, I think that was actually exactly how he projected it in our depth chart predictions. Isian, very good player, very short tackler, little on the smaller side for Shiano type DBs, but he's very good. He's a good player. He's an overall solid player. Brendan White, 2018 Rose Bowl MVP. We've said it multiple times. He's very, very good. He
very
probably
good.
has the most NFL potential, if I had to say, on this team.
I would say so.
For at least next year's draft, or if he does not go in this next year or whatever, do that extra year.
Right.
So on. Najee Jones, good to see him back and healthy and playing again.
Interesting to see Larry Stevens there.
Yeah, no, I mean another small safety, but another surefire player. Like he's a solid overall player. Is he gonna do anything special or anything crazy? No, but is he gonna be a solid player just to sit there? Oh, my bad. Phone call. So another solid player, specialists. Justin Davidovich or Guy Fava. Like I love it because we called this one too. I talked to one of the top kicking specialists or trainers in the Northeast who told me that Guy Fava is making a lot of noise. He's got a booming leg. He's been killing it. And if you were on the board, you saw the article, he hyped him up quite a bit. So it's not crazy to see it because we saw Guy Fava a little last year with kickoffs, but both I would think, or we know Davidovich is solid. He's 40 out, 45 out, you could probably say.
I could see maybe Justin doing the field goals and whatnot, and Fava doing the kickoffs again.
Yeah, like I said, Justin's very consistent from like out 45. You can even argue 50 out almost. I
think he made like a 50-yarder at Ohio State a couple years ago. So
yeah, so he's a consistent kicker. Maybe Guy Fava have more potential, maybe. So maybe that's why he's there. But I think in the end, you'll still see Justin win that battle. And like you said, Guy Fava could be. It's a free year, so you can just kind of mix and match guys without worrying about eligibility, which is nice. Billy Taylor, of course. Matt Sportelli, love the mustache. Gotta give him a shout out on that.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, dude, he's got this like nice little handlebar mustache.
Oh, really?
Little like curls. Yeah, it's hilarious. You gotta check out the roster after this.
Okay. Oh, so it's the roster picture?
Yeah, it's his roster picture. It's perfect. It's amazing. It's literally Cole Murphy-esque.
Nice. Okay.
Speaking of Cole Murphy, no holder on the. What is this? There's no holder on the depth chart this year.
I think Justin's gonna like just catch the ball and kick it, or do like a little Jeff Fiegels type thing.
Jeff Fiegels.
Yeah.
Glad you mentioned him. So we got Zach Fiegels right here.
Zach Fiegels
as the backup. Yeah, I can't believe Zach Fiegels is the backup. I thought Brancotti has that booming leg, and I mean, to be fair, Zach Fiegels probably learned from arguably
the
best punter, and if one of the best in NFL history, one of probably the best in Giants history, if I had to guess.
I bet so. Yeah,
it's a bold assumption. I know he played like 18 years, but heck of a punter. So it's gonna be interesting to see that. That's the depth chart is interesting. There's nothing really super surprising. We kind of went over everything. The cool thing that I realized is that every single person on this depth chart as a starter is either a junior or senior. It's an experienced team this year. A lot of transfers, which is perfectly fine. We knew they needed to add some talent to this team. That's no shot at last year's team, but they did need to add more talent in order to be competitive.
No doubt.
A lot of seniors, though, which is always a good thing to see. It's just a matter of.
I mentioned it before. Shiano always talks about liking or playing, grown men. So
Yeah, it's just a matter of these guys all gelling, especially that offensive line unit. If these guys can gel quickly,
Mm-hmm.
I really think they put up a fight against Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
For everything I've read, everything I've talked to, the Spartan Mag guys, that's our Michigan State rival site, for those of you that don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think that's kind of obvious. We don't know what this offense is capable of. We don't know what their offense is capable of.
Right. Questions.
So yeah, he's coming off a year where he only had 5 wins at Colorado. I get it. Colorado's not the best program in the world. Pac-12, also not the best conference, which makes you question it a little bit. No shot at the Pac-12, but the Pac-12 sucks. Let's just put it straightforward. But yeah, I don't know how he's going to translate. I know I talked to Anthony Siciliano, our film review guy. He's got an article coming out tomorrow about the Colorado offense and how it might translate to Michigan State a little bit. It's interesting to read. You guys will probably get a kick out of it. It's I don't know if it's going to work. I really don't, and that's why I think Rutgers has a shot this weekend, like a legitimate shot.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I think you did you peg this game as a Rutgers win?
I picked Rutgers to win this game. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't. What was your final score on that one?
I don't know if I ever did a final. I think I just picked win-loss.
All right, then we'll do that for the war room this weekend.
I'll save that for the war room.
There you go. But I'm not going to give a score away, but I still think it's going to be like a 7-point game either way. A lot's going to depend on how this defense is, which I think it's going to be pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
A lot's going to depend on, can this offense keep the defense off the field long enough?
Yeah.
You don't want to tire out this defense. Yeah. I'm so scared of it being like a Drew Maringer-esque type situation again, where it's 3 and out, back on the field, 3 and out, back on the field, 3 and out, back on the field.
Right.
And it kills that defense. People don't understand how much stamina you lose just from putting your defense on the field, 4 or 5 times in one quarter.
And then imagine doing that week after week after week too. So
yeah, and it adds up. It's very tiring. The good thing is there's a little bit of depth there, minus cornerback / safety.
Cornerback and safety too. Yeah, safety, the depth there. Yeah.
Everything else has a lot of depth though. I expect we're talking to Shiano again later this week, Thursday before game day on Saturday. Okay. I'm assuming we'll probably get a quarterback announcement Thursday. Can't say for certain.
I was thinking about it. I don't know. I think it might do a game time decision type.
Yeah, I hate those though. Like come on, just announce it. Just announce that. Announce what was the other orange starters?
Linebacker,
center, and that's and linebacker. Yeah. So I mean, it could be.
He might announce quarterback. Maybe not the other positions, but maybe quarterback.
Yeah, I think center might go down to the wire. It's going to depend on who steps up in the next couple of days, I guess. I know they kind of know, and I'm sure they'll swap out here and there over the next few practices. But same thing with linebacker.
As we've learned too, the depth chart that we see on paper isn't always a depth chart that's actually on the field too. So.
Oh yeah, we learned that one for the past 2 seasons. So it's going to be an interesting year. If you guys ever have any questions, start a new thread on the boards. We're always available. Send us a tweet, DM us, email us, whatever. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I think it's right here, right there. There you go. Hit that button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to have tons of content over the next couple of days. Tons of post-game stuff. We're not really sure 100% yet if we're going to be allowed to attend games at Rutgers. If not, obviously, we'll still figure out a way to post everything, get everything done. If so, great. So, all right, guys. Rich Schnyderite signing off. Chris Nalwasky. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Have a good one, guys.